Hello, is it sounds okay? I'm uploading a post in the community. Ah, okay, thank you. Ah, we are gonna wait like 10 minutes and then we are gonna start the live streaming for today's issue, okay? Mm, ah, okay, right. So today we are gonna speak about the biggest lie from the China. Mm. Ah, Damien, you come. Ah, yes. Uh, Good to see you. Thank you. Thanks for coming. You say that is there any other countries who are willing to help the situation in Myanmar? But as you know, a lot of the country condemn the situation in Myanmar also to the military part. But actually, there's no specific some behavior to the Myanmar government. Also, I think because also they are suffering a lot. Also, they have a lot of their own domestic problem in their own country because of the COVID-19, especially economic issues and other stuff. And that's why they're just speaking, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, but the actual behavior to the Myanmar is not carried out. It's just so sad. Also, U.S. Put the sanctions on the military. Sorry, USA put the sanctions on the U.S., but unfortunately, there is no big impact on the Myanmar economic sanctions because there's not big trade from the Myanmar to other countries. So it's just like speaking. Also, UN condemned the situation in Myanmar situation, but as you know, China is the part of the. There's some committee between the UN and China and Russia. And Russia and China was saying that the situation in the Myanmar is just their own domestic problem. If we speak or if you do some behavior into the Myanmar situation, it's interference with all their issues. So there's no result. Just only Myanmar citizens are fighting against the military coup. But as I said, also when I was making that video, the situation in Myanmar, I got shocked. I didn't know that there was a first coup and second coup and another third coup this time. So for the Myanmar people, there's no way except this time. If they accept military dictatorship this time, then maybe in the future there's no democracy in the Myanmar. Never. Within maybe I don't know 10 or 20 years. It's a so sad situation. Only thing which I can do is just to making the video and try to the make people to see the video and to see the situation in the Myanmar, what is happening and what is the reason for all those things, you know. I hope if you have some friends who want to know the situation about the Myanmar, then I hope you can share these videos. Mm. So today we're gonna speak about the economic lies from the China, and tomorrow I'm gonna make videos about another China issues, especially related about the Korea. As you know, I'm the person who was making the videos about the coronavirus, and after that coronavirus video, I was starting to make videos about the CCP, atrocities from the CCP, and then slowly moved to the political event in the US because at the time there was some US presidential elections. And until now, I was criticizing, I was making some videos about some country who has a relationship with CCP. And unfortunately, China and the Korea has really strong bond to each other. And the president of the South Korea is really China-friendly person, China-friendly president. For example, 3 months ago, when we are supposed to have a Happy New Year agreement to the citizens, the White House announced that South Korea President Moon Jae-in will say the Happy New Year greeting through the TikTok. You know, the application made from the China. Even though everyone knows that TikTok is the Chinese application, the president of the South Korea said that we're gonna say the Happy New Year greeting to through the TikTok. Amazing. A lot of the Korean people were criticizing about that issues, but there's no replying from the White House and also from the South Korea president. And a few days ago, there was another announcement that the South Korea government is trying to build 100 times of the soccer playing stadium of the Chinatown. That is the most biggest Chinatown in the whole world which was artificially made it. Ah, Daniel says, hello, good to see you. How's the situation in India? Yesterday in the live streaming, some of the India subscriber was giving some information about the situation in India. It's so awful. I saw videos about the election rallies from the Modi. Hello, beautiful people. I missed you. Ah, yes. I missed you to see you in the live streaming. Well, last time you didn't come. Were you busy? So anyway, South Korea government announced that we are gonna make the really biggest Chinese town with the collaboration with the Chinese government. A lot of the people, Korean people, South Korean people, are criticizing about that one, but there's no answer again. Something like that. So awful situation. Even though I'm the person who was criticizing a lot of the country who is affiliating with the CCP, but my country is trying to accept some Chinese culture to South Korea. It's awful. Ah, Ami Anderson, you come again. To see you. Thank you. How are you doing? Mm. I don't know where Damian came from, but I know that Daniel Sisi came from the India, and Ami Anderson, I guess you're from the England or US. Mm. So 5 minutes later, we can okay, maybe 10 minutes late. 10 minutes later, we're gonna start the live streaming for today's issue. Okay. I need to know the regular live streaming schedule. I've been so busy and don't get notifications. Ah, notifications as usual. Michigan, US. I'm in the US. Ah, it's 10 a.m. in the US, isn't it? The morning time. Ah, yes, 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 you told me. Sorry. I confused. There's some lady who is using the similar. Ah, sorry. My mistake. Sorry. So all of you came from the US. Wow. Even though it's morning. Actually, 14, 14 hours ago, I did a live streaming for the American people, but at the time, not many American people are coming. Ah, Sini, good to see you. Ah, yes, thank you. So normally, from now on, I'm gonna do the live streaming like this because the last time I was getting the demonetization from the YouTube for 2 months, even though still now there's no reply from the YouTube. So, but anyway, I'm just to move to the second channel. So from now on, I'm gonna do the live streaming like this one at this time, especially this time. This is Korean 12 midnight, but this is the best time for the whole world, the American, India, Philippines, Europe, Australia. So that's why from now on I'm gonna do the live streaming in this time. Okay. 73 Elephant UK. Yes, I know that there's multiple time zones in here in the US because US is so huge. Okay, each Monday. Uh, uh, I'm gonna try to do the live streaming as soon as possible, like five or four times in a week. But as you know, I'm the person who is finding some information by myself and translating. Also, there's this a person, as you can see, the KJ2 News 1 is the person who is helping my English grammar. Sometimes I'm making the English grammar mistake, and she's the one who helps me to fix the problem, English mistakes. So anyway, finding information and finding some proper pictures for the script and the videos, making the videos out of the script, recording. That takes us so long time. So that's why I'm trying my best, but I hope to do the live streaming as much as possible I can. Okay. Well, anyway, even though you missed the live streaming, as you know, I'm uploading all the videos just the next day. So also at the time you can see. Yes, hello, Amy. Okay, so we're gonna start the live streaming. So today's live streaming is gonna be kind of the long. Maybe it takes a half hour. I hope I can finish soon. Okay, go. From now I'm gonna show some videos, but this video doesn't have a sound, so you don't need to curious about the sound. Okay. Daniel says, thank you. Thanks for that big support. Okay. China has experienced a rapid economic growth since its reform and opening up. After the US, it is now the second largest economy in the world. This alarming economic growth in China is also affecting the world. Some even say that China will grow beyond the US. In this situation, attention is drawn to articles that analyze the current situation in China from a different perspective. Title of article is that the Chinese economy is on the verge of a collapse. It is Xi Jinping who is pulling the trigger. Japanese economist Yutaka Asaka says that China's economic growth is on the verge of a collapse, not expansion. The article is very insightful, so I would appreciate your opinion in the comment section. However, there are some wrong figures in this article, so I fixed some figures. So from now on, I'm gonna translate what was written in the article. This article was 4 page, but some figures was wrong. I don't know where did he get some information or figures, but it's wrong. So I find it some accurate figures and fixed it. Okay. So this is the article. What article said? Okay. Ah. Hi Jones, I was following your channel from March and found a different channel. Ah, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for following. Okay, so from now on, this is the article. What was written in the article? Okay. Many people have been thinking that the Chinese economy will collapse for about 10 years, but it did not collapse. At first glance, the Chinese economy looks very solid. In past year, the C-19 caused a significant collapse of the global economy, and while our major G20 countries showed negative economic growth. As you can see, all of the country was experiencing the negative effect on the GDP, but only China was growing. China, amazing, amazing country. However, only China is said to have achieved the positive growth. In addition, by 2028, China is expected to overtake even the United States and become #1 in the world in GDP. In this case, if we believe every data from China, it is natural to think that the theory of economic collapse in China is unfounded and wrong. However, if such an announcement from China is only fake, the picture that emerges will completely change. When checking with the right data, the reality of Chinese economy comes to the light, which is completely different from the official announcement from the CCP. Right. The video is not. Why? Wait. Sorry. I think there's some problem about the video. Okay, so video part is not important. So anyway. And since Xi Jinping's system came to power, the speed of the collapse has been increasing. It may be hard to believe, but it becomes easier to understand by checking the numbers. China's GDP for the October-December quarter of last year have increased by 6.5% year on year. In other words, it increased by 6.5% compared to the GDP in the October-December period of 2019. To remind all of you once more, at October-December 2019, C-19 had not yet erupted. As you know, all of the COVID-19 situation was burst since the January or February of the 2020. So this time there was no COVID-19. Where is it? Okay, so and everyone knows that China was hit hard by the aftermath of the C-19 outbreak in 2020. At the February of the 2020, the infected patient number was increasing rapidly in China, as you know. However, a year later, China announced a GDP growth of 6.5% as if growth had not been affected by the pandemic at all. This figure plays an important role and makes something clear when you look at China's 2019 GDP growth rate of 5.8%. 1 year ago, the GDP of China was 5.8%, but 1 year later, even though there was a pandemic in this session, their GDP was higher than 1 year ago, even though at the time there was no pandemic at all. So that means after getting the pandemic, their economy was growing more than before. Amazing. So as I said, these figures are so hard to believe. Although China also suffered badly from the pandemic, China recorded a GDP growth of 6.5%, which is higher than in 2019. Normally, almost OECD countries except the US and China report the GDP growth rate based on the previous quarter. As you can see, quarterly GDP. Almost the countries are using GDP compared to the quarter by quarter. So I'm gonna explain this one later. For example, almost the countries are comparing the GDP growth rate for the period of October-December 2020 with the previous period July-September 2020. This is normally it's done in other countries except China and the US. However, as I said, China and the US are the countries that release the quarterly GDP statistics year on year. So China and the US is comparing the GDP year by year. So from the October to the December with the previous year's October and the December. Okay. Sorry. So as I said, China is comparing the period of October, December of 2020 with the previous period, October, December 2019. However, if we convert China's statistic to the previous quarter standard and compare them with the general form like other countries, it becomes clearly that this is strange. So from now on, we are gonna change the China's GDP calculating way to like other countries in the almost OECD countries, quarter, okay? The annual GDP growth rate announced by China for the last year was minus 6.8 in the January-March quarter here, and plus 3.2% in April-June quarter, and plus 4.9% in the July-September quarter, and plus 6.5% in the October-December quarter. But as I said, if this number changes is compared to the previous quarter, the GDP rate, minus 9.7% in January-March quarter, plus 11.6% in the April-June quarter, plus 3% in July-September quarter, and plus 2.6% in October-December quarter. This minus 9.7% for January-March quarter may seem like a really big minus, but it's not. It's a lot lesser than the minus 20% for the UK's April-June quarter. As you can see, the England's situation was really, I got shocked. England is the country is comparing the GDP quarter by quarter, okay? So England's GDP was decreasing as minus 20.4% COVID-19 and resulting lockdown. Amazing. So this is China, minus 9.7%, and England is minus 20.4%. So the unemployment rate in UK was 4.0% before the C19, but rose after C19 and reached a maximum of 5.1%. The unemployment rate rose to 5.1%, which temporarily had a heavy drag on the UK economy by whopping minus 20% GDP. So, if the data from the China was right, then China's recovering was way better than UK. But decision is up to you. So this is the GDP of the China, this is the GDP of the UK, and this is the same standard of calculating the GDP quarter by quarter. This is also quarter by quarter. Even though UK was experiencing minus 20% of the GDP decreasing, China was experiencing only minus 9.7%. But it's up to you believing or not. Anyway, then what about the unemployment rate in China? The unemployment statistics published by the Chinese government are known to be completely unreliable and therefore cannot be accounted. So we have to take the estimated values of other institute. The ASEAN Development Bank estimated that 62 almost 63 million to 95 million people in China were newly unemployed. And UBS also estimated that 70 to 80 million people were newly unemployed. China's renowned economist Li Shenlei said that the number of new unemployed would exceed 70 million, which may have raised the unemployment rate to 20.5%. It can therefore be concluded that the unemployment rate in China has increased a lot. Okay, so in Japan, 100,000 yen, that means 900 US dollar, was paid to people in the distress due to the C-19 outbreak and the resulting unemployment or business failure. Also, in the UK, the government granted to get 80% of the wages for staff and companies unable to work due to C-19. Also, subsidies from the government was given to citizens in Korea and in US too. But there was no such measures in China. The unemployment rate rose a lot and many people suffered as a result, but there were almost no national aid policy for citizens in China. There's no subsidies due to China, even though there's something that money is not going to the system properly. The title is Why Isn't China's COVID-19 Stimulus Going Directly to Workers? Something like that. So China is not helping the citizens who is suffering from the COVID-19. Someone is passed away, someone is losing the job, but the China's authorities not caring. Maybe there's some subsidies and some people can say that, oh, I'm the Chinese, but I was getting some money from the China. But I mean, almost the Chinese people didn't get enough money from the country, okay? Even if the situation in China was better compared to the UK, it is really hard to believe that China's situation is fine and even recovering faster than in any countries in the whole world. Okay, in that picture, China's GDP was minus 9% and UK's GDP was 20%. Amazing. So, China is expected to have seen a super V-shaped recovery of up to 6.5% after falling sharply by minus 6.8% in January-March quarter. So in this situation, can we say that China have an amazing economic structure in which GDP also rises when the unemployment rate rises? So in this situation, as I explained it to you, I'm sure that this is kind of hard to understand that at once, and also because of my English, I'm not good enough to explain what is happening in the China, Australia. But anyway, until now, you got the information that the China's economy was really bad because of the COVID-19. Also, China's unemployment rate was rising a lot. But even though in China, even though the unemployment rate was increasing, their GDP is also increasing. This is like they're supposed to have the Nobel some economic prizes for their issues. Amazing. This is the guy who named the Yang Yao professor, the director of the National Development Institute at Beijing University. Yang Yao estimated that the unemployment rate at the end of June was 15% in China. And he said that if we include those who work as a part-time job from time to time, then the unemployment rate in China rises to 20%. China's economy fell sharply from the January to March due to the C-19. Even China had the super V rebound recovery from April to June, the unemployment rate did not improve too much. In this case, we can say that this super V-shaped recovery looks suspicious in itself. This is what the professor said, professor of the Beijing University. So this time we can ask some question to the China economic situation. So was China's economic statistics wrong only at GDP? Answer is not really. So next is some materials about the smartphone selling. This is the picture of the smartphone selling status in China. Domestic smartphones shipment in China were 467 million in 2016. 467 million in 2016, and but decreased year on year to 444 million in 2017 and 397 million in 2018 and 366 million in 2019. So as you can see, the number of the smartphone shipment in China was keep decreasing, right? From here, 429, it was increasing a little bit. From the 467 to the 444 to the 397 to the 366. Normally, after about 2 years, the battery of a smartphone deteriorated and the demand for replacement increases. But there is not much demand for replacement in China. These statistics data are showing that many Chinese people use old smartphones without replacing them even when their conditions has worsened. It therefore means that the economic status of ordinary Chinese has deteriorated beyond our imagination. This is the article title. Name is China's domestic smartphone shipment down 20.4% in 2020. So, all in all, it doesn't look like a country that is growing more than 6% annually. This is the GDP of China. As you can see, all the time their GDP was 6.9, 6.9, 6.7, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, but only this time minus 6.8%. After that, 3, 4, again 6. It's impossible. It's totally in line. But in this situation, some might argue that the pattern of smartphone switching does not reflect a country's economic status. So, we're gonna check other status except the cell phone. If we look at the changes in the number of car sales in China, we can see that the number is increasing until 2017. So you can see the number is increasing. The new passenger car sales number per year from the 2005 to 2019. The number of the sales of the car is increasing until the 2017, but it's decreasing again, as you can see. It was 24.7 million in 2017 and 23.7 million in 2018, and then 21.4 million in 2019 and 19.29 million in 2020. And as you can see, here too, the number of car sales is decreasing. This also confirms that China's economic situation has deteriorated. The article, the title is China's car sales fell 6.8% in 2020, but that's still likely beat other markets. Something like that, but they say that because of the pandemic, car sales was decreasing, but as you can see from this data, the car selling was keep decreasing since the 2017. And I don't know why the video is not coming. Why? Sorry. But at this point, I will stop the article because I'm the person who was making some videos about the China. That's why I just wanted to add some materials in this part. This is the video of the flood. The guy who was writing this article didn't mention about the flood damage and also locust damage in 2020. So I'm gonna add it for you. Okay. So this, and for that issue, I've got some information about that stuff. This is the one of the Iowa State University research report. The impact of flooding on China's agriculture production and food security in 2020. From the Iowa State University, I'm gonna read only this part. According to news from the State Council Information Office, as of August 13, 2020, the heavy rainfall has affected 27 provinces, 63 million people, and led to a direct loss of 26 billion US dollar, which is around 0.21% of China's estimated 2020 GDP. Specifically, the flood affected 6.03 million hectares of cropland and 1.14 million hectares of crop failure. So, also, I don't know why the video is not working. So, wait. Also, we need to think about the massive low-cost plagues in China too. There is no precise data on how much damage the invading locust was caused damage to China, but Beijing has allocated 1.4 billion yuan, that means 200 million US dollar, for past prevention and control, including the locust. This is the video of the locust in China. Also, I made a video about that issues before. It was almost a year. Wow, time is so fast. So, we can therefore estimate that the massive locust plague and the massive flood on the one hand in China, but also extreme drought on the other, have caused great damage to the Chinese economy. Now article start again. So about the flood and the locusts and the flood and the drought, Srigojo's dam is the thing which I just put it in here for your better understanding. So article start again. So the situation is clear. This is inconsistent with the claim that China is growing more than 6% annually. Article titled China set GDP growth target of over 6% in 2021. Beijing is looking to rebound from the coronavirus pandemic after dropping growth targets last year. Defense spending is also set to rise significantly. Amazing. It's never possible. It's impossible. The Chinese economy has been expanded through reform and opening up and privatization, however, which is repeatedly crushed by the strengthening of socialist control by Xi Jinping regime. China's GDP was increasing a lot after the opening the border and opening to the world. Paper tiger going up in smoke? I cannot understand what is it. Oh, wait. For example, if IT companies like Alibaba could expand out into the world, it would benefit China and encourage its development. But Xi Jinping has been dismantled or weakened these IT companies for his political benefits. Xi Jinping has worsened the Chinese economy, which has growth through reform, openness, and privatization by strengthening socialist control. The video is not working again. Okay. Sorry. No sound needed. Okay. As Xi Jinping's dictatorship strengthens and no one is allowed to speak about the things anymore, the collapse of the Chinese economy will become inevitable. And to hide that reality, China is falsifying its economic statistics more than ever. It seems as if the Chinese economy is only being driven by illusions such as there is a potential to become the largest market in the world with the highest population in the world, and another imagination named the Chinese economy is still developing and therefore moving forward to the future. Okay, and again this article, the original article of the Japanese guy. And the article concluded like this. After learning about the truth about the Chinese economy, Japanese companies should withdraw as quickly as possible, because the sooner you peel off the plaster, the less it hurts. That was the content of the article. That was over. So anyway, this is my opinion about the article issues. However, I do not agree that the unconditional withdrawal of the companies from the China is the right choice, as the article concluded. Everyone knows that the over-reliance on China can create bigger problems. China-related issues continue to arise in many countries, including the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. So, learning from this situation, we need to take a new perspective on China, examining what China is trying to hide from us and not what China is trying to show to us. So anyway, your Patreon and YouTube membership support would be really helpful so that I can keep sharing videos like this with you. Thanks for watching. Comments, likes, and sharing. Be safe. Thank you. This was the last live streaming which I wanted to speak with you guys. And this is the last picture which I used in the video. As you can see, COVID pandemic hit to the US and the China economies. Official unemployment rate. After the COVID-19, the US unemployment rate was skyrocketing, almost to 15%, I guess. And it's decreasing. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but anyway, I think this is right. Unemployment rate in the US was skyrocketing, but China all the time 6%. Oh, 6% and 5%. We need to find which is the right and which is the wrong from the China. So this was my live streaming for today's. AM Tutu, you come. Thank you for coming. I think the contradiction is expected after all expansion. Thank you, Dani Rassis. Amy also, as you know, I'm uploading the live streaming video on the next day. So also at the time you can see, because today's video was so hard for me to speak. Today's script was full of the numbers. So also it was so hard for me to record. I was making lots of the mistake. Anyway, I hope you guys didn't have any problem for understanding what I was trying to explain. Was it? Did you get it? Like what I'm trying to say? The China is keep saying that we achieved the wow. EM22. Thank you. Thanks for your love. Thank you. Tomorrow when I go to the cafe, I'm gonna buy the coffee with yours. Thank you. Thanks a lot. 감사합니다. Thank you. Today's live streaming was for this one. Where is it? China say that the GDP of the China's of 2021 was 6.5%. But as I explained to you, this is impossible. It's never impossible. 1 year ago, China's GDP was 5.8%, and even though China was experiencing the COVID-19 flood, three gorgeous drought, economic sanctions from the US because of the Trump's anti-China sentiment from the whole world, everything, cell phone sales is decreasing, also the number of the car sales in China is decreasing. Even though in all those situations, the China's GDP was higher than the 1 year ago. It never be possible. It's mathematically, it's impossible. It's a miracle. If it's possible, it's a miracle. It's amazing. Maybe I can use this picture as a thumbnail. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, EM22, for your love and the interest. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna speak about other issues. Also, we can speak about the videos. 60 minutes more, and then we can start our day, or somebody can sleep. European people can enjoy the dinner with the family and the friends, and American people can go to the work or go to the school as you wanted and have a good day. So as I said, from now on I'm gonna focus on the live streaming for in the second channel. So I hope to do the live streaming 4 or 5 times in a week in this time. Every midnight in the Korean time, it's gonna be 10 a.m. in the US. I don't know which district, but whenever I'm calculating the time difference between the Korea and the US, I'm just minus distracting the 10 from Korea time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was thinking that a lot of the American people do not want to see this kind of the serious issues, especially at the morning time. And that's why today morning, at the New York, when New York was at 9 p.m., I was doing another live streaming, but at the time not many people was coming. So I think for a while I'm gonna do the live streaming at this time, and if also there are more people are coming, I'm gonna think about doing the live streaming also American people at the night time. Okay. They had the daylight saving time, I think. Even though I was speaking English and I was writing the script, I was watching the English articles. Sometimes so hard to understand some English comment from you guys. EST. Normally in Korea we are not get used to hear the EST, so I don't know what is it. What is the EST? Eastern time zone. Okay, so I'm gonna show you Korean time, US time difference. So South Korea is 13 hours ahead of the Washington DC in the US. So so hard. So I'm doing live streaming on midnight in Korean time, minus 13, 11 a.m. in Washington, D.C., right? We change our time every spring and fall. Okay, so 11 a.m. in Washington time, period. If season is changing at the time, also we can speak about these issues. But anyway, thank you. You know, after moving to the second channel, I was expecting more people come to the second channel, but actually less than almost 900 people were moving to the second channel, even though I was having the 66,000 subscriber, and I do not think all of them are watching my channel, because a lot of the people were coming to my channel at the COVID-19 first time. A lot of the people were coming because of the viral video, and also majority people do not want to see the series, the topic. You have to upload your videos in Odyssey. EM22, I'm uploading my videos in the Odyssey too. I'm gonna show you my account. I'm uploading all of my videos in the Rumble. I have a lot of the people are saying they change the platform to the change it to other platform, Rumble, BitChute, Australia. But as you can see, I have the account in the Rumble. Name is Korean Jones, and I uploading all the videos in here. But the view is not that good. Where is my channel? Even though I was uploading almost every videos from my previous channel, my subscription number is 54. Anyway, 4 view, 5 view, 2 view, 7 view, 8 view, 8 view, 7 view, 13 view, 18 view, 3 view, 12 view, 18 view, 7 view, something like this one. And Odyssey. Also, I have account in the Odyssey. Because Odyssey have a really good system, synchronizing, I don't know how to say, synchronizing the videos from the YouTube to the Odyssey automatically. So I have a channel in here too, Korean Jones. All of my previous videos was uploaded in this channel, and but from now on, the second channel's video will be uploaded in here, KJ2 News. But for now, I have no followers. In the Korean Jones channel has 49 followers. Yes, I am uploading all the videos in the many platforms. Well, I guess people just do not want to see some serious issues, as you guys. And some people may be more busy with work too. Yes, I'm sure that especially in this time. Synchronizing, you know how to write in Korean. Good. 한국말 잘하시네요. Odyssey or LBRY, they're the same. No, EM22. As I said, I'm uploading all of my videos in this channel, and then later that videos will be uploaded in the Odyssey, so it's okay. But anyway, many people were moved to the second channel from the first channel named the Korean Jones. But anyway, I just need more time to have people from coming from the Korean zones. Anyway, all the time I'm really appreciate to you guys that are coming to my live streaming all the time. Thank you. I think more people will leave YouTube as Odyssey starts their live streaming. They are working on it. Yes, also I know that a lot of the people are leaving the YouTube because of the one-sided opinion. I know that. Amy Anderson, this pool bummer is more tech savvy, but I will get there. Boomer. Boomer is the flight is spreading the boom? Is the air flight? We appreciate it. No, I appreciate you guys, really. Without you, there's nothing. I'm nothing without you guys. I'm just making the videos because of there's people who willing to see my videos. This poor boomer. Boomer is the flight is spreading the boom from the sky, isn't it? This poor boomer is not more tech savvy, but I will get there. Sorry, I cannot get it. Boomer, boomer means older person. Is it slang? Okay, this poor old person is not tech savvy, but I will get there. This poor old person. I mean, Amy is accepting herself or himself as an old person, right? So I'm the old person is not technical genius. Tech savvy? Savvy is from the pirate. What is the name of the pirate? Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow used to say the savvy. So Amy is old. Amy is not tech savvy. Pirate? Tech genius, I guess. I'm the not technical genius, but I will get there. I think like that, isn't it? Not tech smart. Okay. But what is the meaning of the savvy? Savvy is also slang. But you say that you are the pool boomer. But you know many slang. Savvy is capable, competent. This poor old someone is not tech capable, but I will get it. Okay, I can understand. Boomer. Baby boomer. Baby boomers. I know baby boomers. A specific generation. Okay, I've learned many things today because of you, Amy Anderson. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know that. I never been into the US, so I don't know. Until now, I was thinking that all the time in the US, people are using the slang specifically for the young people. This is my, how can I say, some horse glasses because I never been into the US. I was experiencing American culture only from the American movies and the dramas. That's why. 62 years baby boomer is wow, really? Polska cat. 62 years. Wow. Greeting from Dallas, Texas. Thank you. How's the situation in Texas? Nowadays also I'm watching lots of articles about the border situation in Texas. It's really so awful to see the situation which is happening in Texas. Lots of the people is suffering. Texas people is suffering, and Latin American people who is coming from Belarus and other countries is also suffering. There's no winner. But even though in this situation, Joe Biden was giving all the authorities to the Kamala Harris, I know that. It's amazing. Nowadays, at the first time I was saying that Some people are thinking, where is it? Okay, after the US, it is now the second largest economy in the world. I mean, the China. This alarming economic growth in China is also affecting the world. Some even say that China will grow beyond the US. But for now, uh, whenever I see the situation and the conflict in the US, maybe it's possible. US is kind of losing the power as the number one country in the whole world. For example, before when the Trump administration, China was kind of the ship. They couldn't say anything in front of the Pompeo and other people from the Trumps. After the new administration, they're just speaking over and over whatever they want to do. They are saying that don't cross the red line more than 2 times at least in my memory. They're speaking whatever they want to do. Do not interference in our business, something like that. Blah 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 blah. So in this situation, maybe it's possible. Some even say that China will grow beyond the US. Maybe it's possible in this situation. I love seeing older people are watching YouTube. I got my mother onto my ad-free account and she loves the music. Ah, it's good. Also, my mother and my father loves to listen to music from the YouTube. Ah, beautifully broken. Hello, hello, hello. Scary China seems to be taking over thanks to weak-minded Biden. Yes, maybe it's possible. China will grow beyond the US. Yes, there's something which briefly broken. See, I'm doing live streaming on midnight in Korean time. From now on, I'm gonna try to focus on the live streaming in this second channel. I'm gonna try to do the live streaming 4 or 5 times in a week, every time this time period. So this means 11 a.m. in Washington DC time period. Okay. So if you have a time, you can join the live streaming, and also if you don't have a time, definitely you can see the videos which I'm gonna upload after the live streaming. These videos will be uploaded tomorrow night. Tonight I was uploading the videos about the Myanmar situation. I hope really if you have a time, hope to see the situation in the Myanmar and the understanding. I'm sure that videos will give us some more understanding of the cultural background, why the coup is happening in the Myanmar. Amazing. Thank you, EM22. I hope you have a amazing day in the university. I'll be there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So it's 1 a.m. in the Korea. So many people here are putting in gardens in fear. I think maybe I am. Are you? So many people here are putting in gardens in fear. I think maybe. What is it? That means many people are worrying too much. That means maybe I'm the person who has a lot of the worry in my side. Are you means do you have? Are you the same? Ah, it's about the garden. Literally garden. I'm starting a vegetable garden. Okay. Anyway, thank you. Worried about the food. Why? American people are worrying about the food. Wow, really? I never heard about the situation. In, you said you from the Texas, wasn't it? Why people are worrying about to access to the food? Canning supplies low. Wow. So that means there is a food crisis in the US. Michigan. Ah, okay. Why? What happened in the US? Was there some big protest? Because of the that protest, the people cannot get the food from the factory? Wind takes down corn weather. Ah, people are heading there, maybe a shortage. I think a ship stock started and that will wait again. So, for example, in the US, people cannot get the food from the market. There is no food on the shelves. That means US hunger crisis persists. Wow. I never expected that there's some kind of the food crisis in the US. Suez Canal closure. Ah, that the big green evergreen. You mean you're speaking about the evergreen? But that situation was over. So I think within few that was only delayed like 10 or 15 days. Food is available. Ah, weather too. Ah, but all the situation about the evergreen was solved. So I think there's no problem about for worrying about the situation. Smaller supplies on shelves, but it's there on the shelf of so far. Ah, and with the kids, they aren't in the school. Parents are out of work. Okay. America is starting to claw its way out of the economic fallout from the coronavirus pandemic, but food insecurity persists, and especially for children and older adults. But last time, from the some subscriber from the American say that they are getting lots of the money from the COVID-19, wasn't it? I've heard that almost to there was two couple they were getting almost to $5,000 per month. Right, but since many Americans have a space to grow a garden, they may have more independence. Okay, okay. Food banks around the US continue giving away far more canned package than fresh provisions than they did before the virus outbreak tosses millions of people out of work. Because of the job lost, forcing many to seek something to eat for the first time. For those who are not back at work, many are still struggling, paying bank rent or trying to rebuild the saving. You got no check. My state still isn't fully open. We still have to wear mask. Ah, wow. Kids are still doing school from home half the week. Wow, still. Uh, EM22, I hope you do not misunderstand me because US is so big, and as I said, I never been to the US, so I do not recognize which state is where. San Francisco, where New York is where, I do not know the exact where is that. So I know the some of the state is kind of the open and some of the state it's kind of the closed, but your state is some kind of the situation. That That was to took it all so far on this check on disability. You got no check. I've heard that every American people are supposed to have the checks from the government, wasn't it? Also, Biden was promising to release the $1.9 trillion. I'm still laid off. My son isn't going back to school full time until the end of April. Wow, until end of April, that's gonna be so big. The checking are going out slowly. Ah, really? I thought that it's just sending money to your bank account immediately. Crington Prawat. Hello from Bremen in US. Hello, Crington. I didn't expect it this much US people is coming in this time. Anyway, no worries, plenty still has poison in the water we have to pay for. Keep doing this good work. Thank you, Crington Prawat. Today's live streaming video will be uploaded tomorrow night. I mean, for you it's morning. I mean, 22 hours later, this video will be uploaded. At the time you can check, okay? It depends if who you talk to from where. No, it's not. I lost the leaf for the few minutes. Really? Then $1.9 trillion. What is Joe Biden gonna do with that $1.9 trillion? I was thinking that that money will go to the people, citizens of the US, wasn't it? I'm sure also I know that not all of the money will go to the citizens. Wow. A lot of families who were living paycheck to paycheck before the pandemic were already experiencing food insecurity. She said now the level of insecurity for some has grown more extreme when you see real hunger, moms skipping meals to feed the family. Americans' year-long food insecurity crisis has been felt especially sharply by children who lost easy access to free school meals. Ah, and older adults who struggles to get groceries or meals at senior centers because they worried about contracting the virus. Hmm. Whenever I'm checking the news from the US side, I'm watching just the big news. That's why I really didn't know this situation in the US. Food lines are long as hell. I know I'm poor and on food stamps. They are giving money to other countries. I don't understand this logic. Ah, yes, I've heard that their new administration is investing money and also helping other countries to rebuilding their some stuff. Also, I can understand. I don't think anyone will be able to know where all money went to, but we will be taxed for next 5 generations to pay for it. Yes, yes, yes. I'm sure that that $1.9 trillion will come to all of the American peoples with a massive tax at some point. Yes, I'm still laid off here. I'm above New York on the same cost. Ah, last time when I was making some situation in the U.S., even though I happen to be in the U.S. and also I don't have that many U.S. Almost no friends from the America. I was having really big attachment to the U.S., especially after making some videos about the presidential election issues. Hmm. Also, I was spending all of my days for investing news over and over and over. So it's kind of a weird feeling, even though I haven't been in the US. I feeling like I said, and also almost subscribers came from the America. Maybe that's why. But also, I'm feeling so sad to the situation in the US. It isn't logic in our favor. None of this makes logical sense. It's a plan to make us dependent on our government. Yes, yes. If, for example, if they are giving money over and over and over to the people who is not working, at some point, maybe uh, many percentage of the people are gonna just do nothing and getting some paycheck from the government and do nothing, and they are gonna believe and they're gonna have more attachment, they're gonna have more loyalty to the government. But I did get my first vaccination. I'm getting second soon. Ah, are you okay? Was there any side effect about the vaccination? Which vaccine did you get? The Pfizer or the Moderna? It's ridiculous when you look at a place like LA, California, and now Kingston, IL. There's a guy named Frank who does a weed on Kingston, and it's not good. Drugs are bad. The government is ignoring them. Ah, so it's conniving. Cities run by Democrats are pressing in on themselves too. Yes, also I saw some videos about I don't know where was it, Pennsylvania or some Philadelphia. That was really shocking. Mm, the city was run by Democrat. Hi from UK. Ah, Penny farting. Thank you. Hello. Today's live streaming was almost over. Just we are speaking about the U.S. situation, and this live streaming is content will be uploaded tomorrow. I mean, 12 hours later. You can check. Okay. Mm. And also UK. From now on in UK, people are not supposed to wear the mask in the outside, isn't it? Is it okay? Oh, okay. Anyway, there's some city at the Pennsylvania or Philadelphia. There's some city run by the Democrats, and the city was a really good city. But after lot of the paycheck, I don't know some policies I forgot. But after the Democrat people was running the cities, a lot of the homeless people were coming, and more drug addicted people were in the cities, and so originally the people who are living in the cities were escaping from the cities because of the homeless people and the drug addictor. Which city was it? My parents are in their 60s. Both have health issues and both they have a second shot last week. My dad was sick for 2 days. Ah, which vaccine did your parents get? Pfizer? Moderna arms sore, quick, and painless shot, so I am pressed in and out in 10 minutes, not including wait time after shot for safety. Ah, it's good. You got the Moderna. It's good. Good. I feel good to you, Amy. They had a Pfizer. Ah, it's good. Moderna and the Pfizer. It's amazing, even though America is the country who could make a COVID-19 vaccine, has a lot of the life problem. Boris on now, they are letting us out. Mom had a Pfizer, dad had a AstraZeneca, they're 75. Ah, really? Are they okay? In Korea, as you know, the daily infected number in Korea is almost 400, 500, but our government is saying that it's a fourth wave of the COVID-19. And because the COVID-19 infected patient in Korea is not that much compared to the other country, so we don't need to urgent to, how can I say, requirement for the vaccine, not like other countries. In India, yesterday's infected patient in India was 80,000 per day. So anyway, in Korea we have Pfizer and AstraZeneca, but almost the people are getting the AstraZeneca. More than 1 million people were getting the AstraZeneca. But until now, there's no big serious side effects after the vaccination. We are holding it is immoral. Ah, yes. I know that there's a lot of the people who just do not want to get the vaccination. Also, personally, I do not want to get the vaccination. Later, if I have to, I'm gonna get vaccine, but not now. Canada is locked down again. No complications. Touch wood. Another English phrase which I can understand. No complications. Touch wood. Release it to word. You mean the vaccine? Release the vaccine to the world. I don't want the vaccine. I already had COVID. You have COVID? You had COVID. Were you okay? Knock on wood for no bad luck. No good? Okay. Okay, still now, even though I was studying English more than 1 year, and even though I'm English YouTubers, there's lots of the praise which I cannot understand written in English. Oh my god. In November I was fine. The flu last year was worse. Ah, how to make a vaccine spread to the world. Yes, it's good, but I'm sure that a lot of the companies and the countries do not want to release that recipe to the other countries, especially for the economic issues. Mm. So anyway, uh, yes, that would be better, but I'm sure the lot of the country do not want to do. Superstition. Okay. Okay, anyway, you guys, thanks for coming again. And also, it was really happy to speak with you guys. I really didn't expect to speak about the situation in the U.S. Sydney, you were here. I thought that you were gone. Germany is locked down again. Just the supermarkets are open. I don't care because I can't go outside anyways. And also, I can't go outside except cafe, just in front of my house. Cafe house, cafe house, cafe house. Cafe house live streaming, cafe house live streaming. Something like that. You lost to streaming again. Your English has got 1000% better since I first started watching you. Wow, that was a really amazing compliment from the person who lives in the England. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. As I said, I'm gonna do the live streaming at this time, the midnight in the Korea time. So I hope you to see you guys later. It was a really happy time to speak with you guys in many issues. Thank you. Thanks for coming. And also, lastly, thank you for your donation about that issues EM22. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for coming, all everyone. Jasmine and also Sini. Thank you. Bye bye.